Greetings, YouTubers. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing pretty good. Nice hot August day out here. Getting a lot done on the Land Rover. And my last video I had taken all the wheels off, checking the brake pads. And the brake pads are in pretty good shape, except for this front right wheel. It does have a little bit of a problem. It has 4 pistons in the caliper here. You got 2 here, one, and you got 2 more on the back side, which are pushed in right now. You kind of can't see them. And this one right here where my finger is pretty much locked up. And I didn't want to have to take the caliper off today. And there's 4 bolts and get into a job. I just wanted to put the caliper back on, put the brakes on, and actually have some brakes. So what I did, you can do this with other regular vehicles and so forth. If you find you have a locked up seized caliper, if you have 1 piston or 2, a lot of times you can just take the brake pads off and get in here and get you a little pry bar, and eventually you might get it pushed back far enough, just like I'm doing right there, and you can see it's kind of going back in, and you can probably get it working again. If you go back and forth, work it a few times, it may start working enough where it won't be seized up, and you can get your vehicle home and take this caliper off, replace it, or do whatever you want. Now the top one here I got working pretty good. I don't know if you can see this or not. I apologize. The black out here is hard to pick up. You can see it goes all the way back into this bore. The bottom one, not quite all the way, but it's moving a lot more since I've greased it up and everything, and it makes me pretty happy. So I can put my brake pads on here now, and they're fairly easy to do. We'll just slip them in like this, and you can see I have lots of room here. Before they were so tight to take out because these pistons were, this bottom piston was pushed out so far it was seized, but I've got it back in there pretty far, and now I can put my pads back in. And this is just a little tip to help you out if you have a brake that is smoking when you come up to a light, or you pull over and you can't figure out what's going on. It feels like you're pulling 100 pounds, or it's pulling to the right and your brake pedal gets really hard. A lot of times these will seize up, and this will cause the same issue. Once your wheel cools down, you take the tire off and get in here, and sometimes you can get, like I said, a little pry bar and push that caliper back in its bore a little bit if it's not seized too bad, and put the pads on and be gentle with the brakes until you get it home, or try not to hit the brakes too much, you know, get you home. I've done this hundreds and hundreds of times on cars, and trust me, it's a lot easier to do this, try to get the vehicle home and fix it yourself, than having a tow truck come. So I've got the brakes in, and I like these pads, how they stick them on the Discovery here, the vehicles. And I had a small leak. That was because that caliper was, that piston was pushed way out of the caliper, and it was leaking around the bore, but it quit leaking since I pushed everything back in. And now I'll just go ahead and push these pins back in like this, and we'll put the top one back in. And like I said yesterday, these have little clips there that go in here, and this is what holds down the brakes and all that. So I just want to give you guys an update. And one other thing here I'll show you. I'll go ahead and stick these pads together, and I'll show you my brake pedal now. I'm pretty happy about that. I got my pins in. I don't know if you can see that right there. A little key, cotta key, not a cotta key, just a clip. There we go, it's in there. And that one's in pretty good. Now what I do like, before I had no brake pedal. Now I can come in here and pump the brakes a few times, and I have a pedal. I can actually stop the vehicle now. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but there we go. Nice hard pedal, good pedal now, and I can stop the vehicle, which is going to be pretty good. I can move it around. So I'm not doing too much work on this today. I got my Expedition. I need to take the brake pads off, which is around front. I'm going to pull it back here and we'll check all of them, because one of them's squeaking and I just want to kind of check it up. So I just want to show you guys, if you have a caliper sticking, you can try this method to get you home and deal with it then. And sometimes, you know, when you get into these situations, you just got to think and get it home. Then when you get it home, you can think even better and come up with a solution. It's tough to make a good decision when you're out on the highway with a frozen caliper and your brake pads are smoking. So just be aware of that, and if you have this issue, you might want to try that. So there you go, guys. More updates later on the Land Rover. I cleaned this side up last night. I cleaned up the tire. Boy, it looks a lot better already. Can't wait to start driving. It'll be fun to drive. So updates later. Thanks for watching, and until my next video, see you guys a little bit later.